Get ready for sports news and entertainment. All right here, your 7 minutes with Simmons starts right now.
Who let the dogs out, man? Who did it? I don't know. Must be head coach Chris Barch. Or maybe general manager Frank Ivola. Who knows? One of the two of them let these dogs run wild. Today's the day, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Niagara Ice Dogs training camp. Day number 1 today at the time that you're listening to this. And tomorrow is day number 2. I'm currently at the Meridian Center watching some very high-level major junior preparation. And hopefully talking to some very interesting players, some coaching staff, getting to know the landscape of the team as we get ready for the 2025-2026 season. And once again, gotta give a big, massive shout out and thank you, note of appreciation. I can't do that origami thing, but I would be willing to write this guy a beautiful letter, handwritten on an old style piece of paper, roll it up in a scroll with a little sticker to hold it together, pirate style. You know what I mean? I can't fold it up really cool like origami like, but the biggest and most profound thank you to Brandon Caputo and the Armchair GM Sports Network bringing me along for the training camp and allowing me to experience the training camp, being the Niagara Ice Dogs training camp at that. And I can't say enough words of appreciation and of grateful nature towards Brandon and towards the network for what they're doing for me as a young broadcaster here at the end of August and what they will be doing for me into September as we get the regular season started and so on and so forth throughout the rest of the regular season. I am absolutely pumped to be a part of the network, to be a part of the Ice Dogs Dog Pound podcast. And if you haven't already, this is your notice to go ahead and follow Brandon Caputo on the Armchair GM Sports Network, the Dog Pound Podcast, the Sabres Semantics, and a few other shows, all hosted by Brandon Caputo and produced by himself as well. What a great guy. Works nonstop, day and night, producing some of the best professional and junior hockey content here in Southern Niagara and across the river in Buffalo. So go ahead and give it a look. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on all of Brandon's stuff. And once again, from the bottom of my heart to you, Brandon, thank you so much for the opportunity. But let's dive in to today's content. I wanted to do a little bit of an overview of, and this also comes from some of my own research in preparation for the training camp. I've been diving into some Ice Dogs material, taking a look at some of the people we're going to see, some of the players we're going to see over these 2 days, some of the fringe players, some of the expected players, some of the maybe interesting players. We're going to dive in. We're going to talk about some of them, what I expect to see, what you expect to see, and I guess we can do a follow-up episode where we compare, okay, what did we actually see? What actually did happen? And we'll kind of have a nice contrast of talking points. And we're going to start today with some of the players that I see making an impact at camp. Some of the imports, some of the new draft picks. And I think we'll start there with the new draft picks. It's Ryerson Edgar. I'm sure you've heard of this guy, 10th overall selection in the most recent 2025 OHL priority selection. He's coming from a fantastic program in the York Simcoe Express U16 AAA team. What a player this kid is. A goal scorer at that as well. Defensively responsible. Models his game after Braden Point, and I think there's a lot of comparables there. And if there are, great for this kid. Braden Point's a fantastic NHLer, a fantastic professional player, and Ryerson, really looking forward to seeing you and potentially meeting you at the Meridian Center over the next couple of days. 33 goals he had as well in 32 games. Forgot to mention that one big-time goal scorer for the York Simcoe Express. Excited to watch him play. Also, another young gun joining the program this year, Alexander Haig. He's in forward coming from the USHL Chicago Steel program. Just 11 points in those 37 games, but played for the Vaughan Kings, registering 86 points in 68 games in his draft year. He was drafted in the 6th round, 105th overall by the Peterborough Petes, and he's also committed to Michigan to join the Michigan Wolverines, and his brother, older brother, Montreal Canadiens prospect Michael Hague. That's all slated to happen following this season, but he will be joining the Ice Dogs for this upcoming season, and I'm excited to see, what kind of contribution is he going to have this season. For Ryerson Edgar, it's a little less pressure. First season, obviously lots of expectations. Alexander Hague comes in as a previously drafted player, 2008 born, coming from the Chicago Steel, didn't have a fantastic season there, but also from a family very well known for excellence and exceptional prospect level of play. I'm Michael Hague being, the precedent here. A very, very talented Michigan Wolverine and Montreal Canadiens prospect. So I'm excited to see the other Hague in action at training camp, and we'll see what happens there. A couple of interesting imports. Also, players to watch for me, Ben Reisnecker, 26th pick in the 2025 import draft. He played above his age, actually, in the U20 loop for HC Sparta Praha, had 3 goals and 8 assists for 11 points in his stretch there. In the U17 ranks, however, a lot more impressive. 18 points in 17 games playing against players of his own age. Now, he's a defenseman, so very impressive to see producing at that level, both above his age and beneath it. And I see this kid having a fantastic junior career and then to go on and potentially have a very successful National Hockey League career. And I'm excited to see Big Ben, the defenseman, in action at preseason. Also, Vladislav Yermolenko, the goalie. He was the 87th pick in that 2025 import draft. He's a 6'1" netminder, and he played in 30 games for Team Belarus, posting a .232 goals against average and a .919 save percentage. So a big part of that team out there for Belarus. Hopefully, he can be a big part of the team here for the Niagara Ice Dogs, and we'll see how he stacks up to a couple of the other goaltenders. And while we're there, we can mention Finn Moffat and, of course, Hayden Jeffrey. Finn Moffat being the more fringe of the two. Hayden Jeffrey expected to make this lineup. Finn Moffat, a little bit of a question mark coming in. He was drafted in the 10th round a couple of years back. He spent a lot of time in the GOJHL, played for the Fort Erie Meteors, had 3 shutouts last year, and a 14-5-2 record. So excited to see what Finn can do this year. Last season, he actually played 1 regular season game for the Ice Dogs, and it was a shutout, but his singular playoff game in contrast was not very good. So Finn Moffat, an interesting prospect, and we'll see how he performs alongside of Vladislav Yermolenko, the goalie from the import group. Mateusz Spath, the other draft pick in that import draft, 3rd round selection. He's from Germany. He split time from the Kölner Junghai U20 program and EC Bad Nauheim last season. He also represented Germany at the IIHF U18 championship, scoring 2 goals and 3 assists over 5 games. So a big-time international German player. I mean, especially at that tournament, that's a fantastic rate of production. And we'll see, what he can do here for the Ice Dogs. And then, of course, Judd Naft, also a import U.S. free agent signing. He's from Michigan, Little Caesars U16 AAA player. Recorded 24 goals and 54 points last season. He's going to reunite with a buddy of his, Jacob Monks. It's all going to happen at camp, and I'm really excited. But for me, the big one is Ryerson Edgar. I want to see how he competes. How does he stack up against some of the regulars? Some of the other bona fide Niagara Ice Dogs. Some of the guys that were around last season. Obviously, it's going to be cool to see some of these new guys come in, but for me, Ryerson Edgar is the big one. I'm excited to see what he can do. What say you? Does Ryerson Edgar make the opening night roster? And if he does, what do you see him putting up in his first season? How many goals? How many assists? How many points? Where does he play? Is he playing on the first line, the second line? Where do you see this kid sliding in? All really interesting to me. That's going to do it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you after the training camp. After the training camp to recap some of this stuff. We'll see what came true, what came to fruition, what didn't, who's in, who's out. We're going to go through all of it in the coming days. Thanks for tuning in, guys. That's going to do it on episode 64. We'll see you next time. Peace.